Chuck Robbins, thank you. Taking a minute away from Cisco Live, 21,000 people here today, so let's jump right into it. You made some announcements today, a number of them, more than you usually make at this event. One of them was about Cisco Networking Cloud. Yeah. Give us a sense. You're the global leader in networking, about 43% of market share. What does this announcement mean for your core business?
Yeah, well, first of all, Frank, thanks for coming and seeing everything that's going on here. It's a lot of fun this week. First of all, we probably made more announcements this week, and we'll finish tomorrow. We have more coming tomorrow than we've ever made at this event. And there's just so much happening in technology that the transitions that we're actually helping our customers go through are amazing. The Cisco Networking Cloud is really it's a capability to bring cloud-based management, monitoring, and the ability to configure and see what's happening across your infrastructure, from your campus to your data center to the internet, and actually to have a single pane of glass view from the cloud to manage cloud-based assets as well as on-prem assets. And so the teams are very excited about it. And it's something we've been working on for a while, and customers are pretty excited about it.
All right, one thing we got to ask you about is AI. It seems to be dominating the conversation when it comes to tech. I went back to your earnings call. You only mentioned, you and your team, it's a relative only AI 14 times. Then later on Kramer, on Mad Money, on CNBC, you talk more about it being a tailwind for the business. How will it be a tailwind for your business, not only the networking business, but also the cybersecurity business?
Yeah, it's a great question, and Frank, I've told my team, I said, look, let's talk about AI when we have something tangible to deliver, because everybody's talking about AI just randomly, and I think it's important to be able to talk about it as it relates to something you're doing specifically today. Otherwise, it's just noise. And so there's one big opportunity for us, which is the infrastructure underneath these GPU networks that are being built first by the major hyperscalers, and we talked about in the earnings call that we are already the infrastructure layer for a few of those that are being brought up. It'll probably move into financial services after that. So building new technology, there's new innovation coming that actually does a whole lot of work around sort of the reliability of the traffic flows and things like that. But today in security, we also announced some really significant announcements in security that the customers are super excited about. And one area that we talked about was how we're using generative AI to create a policy assistant. Security policy can be very complicated. So giving our customers the ability to actually use a human interface, and then we translate that to the technical configuration, and then we allow them to review it. So we announced Policy Assistant. We also announced Security Operations Center Assistant, so which will help you actually diagnose problems that are going on in your infrastructure and actually engage with you and help you get to the right outcome of what's really happening and how to remediate.
Chuck, Tyler Matheson here. Good to see you. With all the new applications and data that will be flowing through the pipes of the internet, how can you be certain that your networking gear is going to be able to handle and process all of the torrents of new data that are going to be flooding through networks over the next decade, 2 decades? How do you stay ahead as a company of the data demands that this brave new world's going to thrust upon you?
So Tyler, it's great to be on the show, and thank you for the question. We've been doing this for the last 35 years. I mean, the internet has just continued to grow from a traffic perspective, and the advent of video, when video started dominating the internet, it did exactly the same thing. And what we actually do is we design our own silicon, our own semiconductors, and a lot of people don't know that. So we've actually designed our own silicon that is at the heart of the systems that we're selling to the carriers who are running their big backbone networks around the world, in the heart of some of the big hyperscaler networks today, the cloud infrastructure. And if you think about what's happening there, those are some of the heaviest load networks in the world. And the great news is the team just continues to innovate on higher performance silicon and lower energy consumption, because obviously with sustainability, it's a very big deal as well. We had a recent telecom provider in Europe that put in Cisco 8000s with Silicon One across their entire infrastructure, and they told us they lowered their power consumption by 90%. So this is very significant when you get that level of performance and that level of energy saving.
All right, Chuck, thank you very much. Alas, we have to leave it there. Chuck Robbins of Cisco, Frank Holland, thank you very much for your reporting. We appreciate it.